Hey everybody, so earlier I was talking about Melodee Buzzard, and on the 7th she was taken to a car rental place. She was wearing a wig, and that of course is very alarming, and it may indicate premeditation that the mother took her out of state to Nebraska, like 1,000 miles away from her home, in a rented white Chevy. And let's see the picture one more time of her with the wig. So here you have a picture of what Melodee usually looked like, and here you can see her disguised. In the article about it, it states Ashley Buzzard, her mother, rented a car and departed on a cross country on October 7, a week before Melodee was reported missing after school. Administrators noted her prolonged absence, but she'd been not seen for a couple of weeks, right? And the alarming thing, investigators say Ashley returned to the family's home on October 10th without her daughter. The rental car has since been returned to the same rental property, and she wasn't reported missing until October 14th. And her mother has purportedly not cooperated with the investigation, has not provided an explanation or a satisfactory answer for her daughter's whereabouts or conditions. And what bothers me is that she has not been seen for more than 2 weeks. So there can be more in terms of things escalating. So what we always want to look for is an ongoing issue. In the case of Jack and Lily, well, there was a CPS issue that had been going on, right? What was going on before? That's of great interest to me.
Do you have the time to speak with me?
Ashley did not give any information on where Melodee might be, but she did say that she is overwhelmed and stressed, and she did not appreciate her sister coming over when she did not wish to speak to her.
Wait, this is my number right here. If you ever want to talk to me, I want a relationship with Melodee, please. Please, Ashley. Is she okay? Are you okay? Ashley, I'm going to get going now. In that side of the family either.
Information on where Melodee might be, but she did say that she is overwhelmed and stressed, and she did not appreciate her sister coming over when she did not wish to speak to her.
Wait, this is my number right here. If you ever want to talk to me, I want a relationship with Melodee, please. Please, Ashley. Is she okay? Are you okay? Ashley, I'm going to get going now. In that side of the family either. And I would love to have a relationship with Melodee and you. We can get together and hang out with the kids. Please take my number at the door so we can talk. I'm here for you and Melodee.
This Melodee, how could she be gone a year
What do you mean, a year?
and just reported missing? Or was she?
Timeline was very sketchy.
Yeah, let's see the interview with the grandmother.
You're a community reporter in Vandenberg Village. It's been nearly a week since 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard was reported missing. On Monday, I sat down with her grandmother, who is speaking out publicly for the first time. She shares with me warning signs in Melodee's mother's mental health and also shares a deeply personal message that she hopes her granddaughter will hear. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
My name is Crystal. Are you Lori?
Yes.
Hi, Lori. I'm with KSBY News. I've been following along. I can come inside. Lori Miranda says she first learned her granddaughter was missing when law enforcement called asking if she knew where the child was.
He said, "Did you know that your granddaughter was missing?" And I said, "Missing?" He goes, "When's the last time you talked to your daughter?" I said, "I don't know, 2 years, a year and a half ago."
That is, again, a very bad sign. It reminds me of Jack and Lily for 2 years not being able to see their grandmother Belinda. And that's a very, very bad sign right there. And of course, the question is always, what is this going to lead to? Is it getting better? Is it that there's going to be an isolation that will lead to a lot worse, or is it a temporary thing? This is something that's been ongoing. And now we see the result of, I believe, CPS ignoring some serious warning signs right here.
Search for Melodee began last week when authorities were notified about her extended absence from an independent studies program. Investigators say her mother, Ashley Buzzard, has not been cooperating and will not say where her daughter is. Miranda says Ashley's mental state had drastically declined since 2016, raising red flags around the time Melodee was 6 months old. Miranda said she was planning to drop by her daughter's house when Melodee was only an infant.
And I believe that was a time that the father died in an accident.
That's when she got a call from authorities.
About 15 minutes later, a sheriff calls me. He says, "I'm at your daughter's house in Orchid, and I was just getting ready to take your granddaughter Melodee with me to CPS because we're getting ready to take your daughter to the hospital."
When Miranda arrived, she says the house was a mess.
Couldn't believe it was my daughter. I mean, the house was in disarray. There were raw eggs in pans. There was rotten food in the fridge that I think she was trying to give my granddaughter.
Still, she claims Ashley struggles mentally.
Everybody's dragging her around when she should be at the hospital. And you should be talking to her there instead of everybody rattling her cage. And then
This is a very, very common thing that CPS, and they got their hands full. So I'm not into bashing them, but ignoring the warning signs, seeing how things get worse, not intervening, and then suddenly people don't get to see the child anymore. That is a huge red flag. Children are being hidden from their loved ones for different reasons. Sometimes it's because maybe the kids are being abused and they have physical signs of abuse on them. And sometimes, as the children grow older, especially, they may be afraid that the child will tell what's going on in their homes. But what I don't understand is, if you feel you are unfit as a parent, you struggle mentally, you have a lot of issues, and you know you are overwhelmed, and don't think you can take care of your child properly, why not take advantage of the system and say, please give my child to somebody else? Same with Jack and Lily. If Janie hated them so much, why not give them to somebody else? Doesn't have to be foster care system or foster parents. You can name a relative. You can ask around. Malaya could have called Belinda and said, please take them. I don't want to talk. I don't want to explain to you why. I don't want to say too much. Can you please just help and take Jack and Lily? And Ashley Buzzard could have done the same with Melodee. She could have reached out to her mother, to her sisters, and said, please, can I just list you? Can you, become a temporary guardian?
they're trying to act like they're trying to help.
And this
So she thinks, of course, she looks at her daughter and her mental state. She's shocked. What she finds, the same way Belinda was shocked when she saw the trailer where Jack and Lily had been for 2 years. And in her case, being Ashley's mother, she's talking about, well, everybody is getting in her business and upsetting her, pretending to help. Yeah, sometimes real help is different than sometimes it's good to offer assistance and say, how can I help you? Rather than saying, how dare you let the kids live like this? But say, let's find a solution. Sometimes it's important to take charge and yank the kids out of a home that's highly troubled.
Latest investigation involving Melodee's disappearance, investigators believe Ashley drove her daughter to Nebraska in a white Chevy Malibu earlier this month, more than 1,070 miles from her current Vandenberg Village home, before returning to California.
We want the public to think back to the 7th to the 14th.
I disagree with the 14th part because the mother returned without Ashley on the 10th. So I believe it happened between the 7th and the 10th.
See a mom and a daughter in this vehicle.
Miranda says she has family as far as Ohio, but does not know anyone in Nebraska. Because this case crosses state lines, the FBI is now assisting.
I expect the case to be resolved very fast. It could already be.
We have circumstances that indicate that there was something else criminal that has occurred in the process of that, then, it of course shifts. But as of right now, we are searching for a missing person.
Miranda showed me a gift she wanted to give Melodee on her 9th birthday back in February.
The psychologist that I was seeing said, I said, should I be keeping these things? I keep buying them for her for Christmas and her birthday. She said, if you keep them for her, she'll know that when she was gone, you were thinking about her. So that's why I keep them. But sometimes I wonder, am I going nuts, right?
And this was her message to Melodee.
Please tell somebody I'm Melodee Buzzard. My grandma Luna is looking for me. Please call the police.
If you have seen Melodee, Ashley, or the white Chevy Malibu they were seen driving in between October 7th and October 14th, you're asked to contact the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. Investigators are also asking those who know anyone in Nebraska to share images of Melodee in an effort to locate her. Vandenberg Village, Crystal Bermudez, KSBY News.
Yeah, did she ever make it to Nebraska? Wherever she made it, I believe she went to get rid of the child, very likely. It's a high possibility. Of course, they don't want to make it sound so final, and the small chance that the kids can still be alive. Remember the girl in Canada that was dropped off by her mother, who made, on Plunder, you could see the videos of her having a mental breakdown, documented her own mental breakdown, where she was found alive. She survived in the wilderness. That's miraculously. But here, there's still that possibility, actually, that maybe the mother wanted to get rid of her, but we don't know that yet. We don't know. So,
we have a quick update in the Melodee Buzzard case. This is October 23rd, 2025. CPS did try to make contact with her, and she did not answer the door. How long is she going to keep hiding from this? Everyone wants to know where Melodee is. Why do you keep hiding from CPS and the police that come and try to talk to you? Where is your daughter, Ashley? There's a lot of people that are not going to give up on this until we find out where she is. The police want to know, and the community want to know, where is Melodee? She cannot keep hiding forever.
okay, this is what Melodee looks like, and this hasn't been 100% confirmed, but this is what she supposedly looked like at the car rental place with a wig. And her mom had a lot of wigs. And she looks very thin here compared to before. It's a huge issue for me, of course, that I don't have statements from the mother. They could be very helpful. The avoidance, however, it's quite alarming. And of course, we can all have hope that she was dropped off somewhere and may appear again. Likelihood is something was done to her and it was premeditated, because a disguise, renting a car, driving that far, that actually indicates a plan being executed. But the FBI is on it, and I expect this case to be solved very soon.